Item number 25, समुद्री जल दुष्यता विरोधी विधेयक 2019, श्री अधीर रंजन चौधरी जी.
Sir, I do not have any qualm to subscribe the tone and tenor of this legislative document under the title Maritime Anti-Piracy Act. Already our Honorable Minister, who has depicted the content of these legislations inside the House. However, he was not present in the country. That is why it would have been earlier passed, but not has been possible, because he has become a globetrotter who is visible in every nook and corner of the globe. We are proud of him. And I appreciate his pose and posture when he used to face the global media, where he maintains his monkey's calm and tranquility. And
I thought I must convey that.
So, I found him never frazzled, flustered, exhausted by his activities. So certainly, not only me, my leader always appreciate the work if it is done for the sake of the country. So first of all, you should wipe out the misperception of our leader, who is, I think, more than concerned of the people like you to see the country to be strong, to be dynamic, and to be progressive. So our minister himself has already been entrusted upon other assignments also. He has become a proponent of Global South. Already G20 has been propagated in a highfalutin manner in order to glamorize an individual and a government. I do not know the significance of this kind of propaganda, because it is often said that a G20 is, long by intent, but short by actionable deeds. It certainly consists 80% of global GDP, 75% of trade, and 60% of population. But as a system of rotation, we have been entrusted to host G20 as a 17th member. And next, the job will be entrusted upon Brazil and South Africa. What I am trying to say, that certainly you should be propagating on G20 and other issues. But we cannot let ourselves to be indifferent to the other burning issues, especially in those China border conflict and relations. Because you know that given the present diplomatic cauldron, especially in the Indian subcontinent, we should put our focus on Indo-China relations. Because when we go for discussing on maritime anti-piracy law, certainly the issue will be coming up. I would suggest, Honorable Minister, आप जब बाहर जाते हैं 2x2 होते हैं, आप रहते हैं और हमारे डिफेंस मिनिस्टर रहते हैं. यहाँ क्यों 2x2 चर्चा नहीं होते? सारे एक साथ समाधान हो जाते. आप भी रहते, हमारे डिफेंस मिनिस्टर भी रहते, हम सब सारे हमारा जो सवाल आप दोनों के सामने रखते हुए सब समाधान कर लेते. Because sometime we used to ask you, but we know that some issues are related to the Ministry of Defense. Okay, let me say that the genesis of this legislative document lies in a Latin term, hostis humani generis, that is, enemy of humankind. It originates in the Admiralty law. Sir, we know that the International Court of Justice has no jurisdiction to try and punish the pirates. That is why globally it was felt that a legislation should be framed up in order to punish the pirates who have been plundering, ransacking across the ocean. In the wake of fall of USSR, which necessitated the withdrawal of US forces and Russian forces from the sea, helped those pirates to carry out their nefarious and heinous tasks. And we have found the geometric rise of piracy across those regions, especially Gulf of Aden, where 20,000 of ships transit every year. From Gulf of Aden to Indonesia, to Malacca, to Hormuz, Gibraltar, everywhere, we have to resist the pirates by ways befitting to them. So naturally, we had earlier become a signatory to the Convention of UNICLOS. Later, it was ratified in the year 1995. In the year 2012, the bill was introduced, but due to the dissolution of the House, it was not passed. Again, it has been brought up in the year 2019, and now it is going to be passed. It was the need of the hour, so there is no dispute of passing the bill. The bill was earlier called the Montagu-Beck Act, so we do not have any reservation in passing the bill. But taking advantage of this discussion, I would like to flag the attention of Honorable Minister that between 29 to 2019, 500 Indians were captured by pirates. Between 2016 to 2020, more than 900 such incidents occurred globally. And 10% of global seafarers, you also admitted it, belongs to India. It is reported by International Chamber of Commerce that between 2019 to 2020, attacks on ships by pirates, robbers, increased by 20%. So now, the question is that we are living in the Indian Ocean region. Indian Ocean region bears the great significance because Indian Ocean region is a third ocean. It is recognized as a third ocean, 20% of water. And not only that, half of the container transit through Indian Ocean region. 2/3 of the bulk cargo traffic passes across this region, which is an area of 68.56 square kilometers. Not only that, 55% of oil reserve and 40% of gas reserve are in the Indian Ocean region. Sir, Honorable Minister, I would like to flag your attention on another information that I have gathered. The recent analysis of global conflicts by Heidelberg Institute for International Conflict Research altogether suggested that 42% of world conflicts can be associated with the Indian Ocean countries. So we can easily, assess the gravity of this particular region. And certainly, the region has become a contest between America and China. There is no denying the fact. American Indo-Pacific strategy and China's border BRI and maritime silk route strategy, both are converges and diverges. So certainly we have to treat on this area very cautiously, and certainly our government will do it, that we firmly believe. But we also like that government may indulge sometimes of having a consultation with all opposition leaders, because the interest of the nation does not belong to the only ruling dispensation. The interest and security of the nation belongs to all, because India is a country for all of us. Here I would also like to point out that according to the Act's clauses 2, 3, 4, 5, the bill defines piracy to include any illegal act of violence, detention or destruction committed against a ship, aircraft, person or property, inciting or intentionally facilitating such illegal acts, voluntarily participating in the operation of pirate ship. Any person who commits an act of piracy will be punished with imprisonment for life to death penalty if the act of piracy causes or attempts to cause death. Number one. However, another clause in the bill provides for imprisonment of up to 14 years along with a fine if a person aids, assists, participates, organizes or directs another person to participate in an act of piracy. Offences in both the clauses seem to be similar. It is unclear which penalties shall apply under such circumstances. So, Honorable Minister certainly will respond to our query. Another issue is extradition. I do not know how many countries we have had this kind of extradition treaty, and if not bilateral reciprocals also could be done. So let us have an account of this extradition treaty and bilateral engagement with other countries, because you know that it has already assumed a global proportion. Now, that is the reason that most of the countries, especially those littoral countries who have their own interest in the oceanic region, they have been transiting even themselves also from their own thinking, from sea amnesia to sea cognizance has become a growing trend of all those countries. I would like to draw the attention of this government that Indian Ocean region is also recognized as an area of golden crescent, golden triangle. I don't know how this bill will tackle this kind of emerging menace across our oceanic region. That is why I suggested that you and Defense Minister both will be required for having the, effective discussion. Sir, United Nations drugs and crimes organizations also existed. We don't know we are also the signatory of that convention. But the issue is that we need more naval power. There is no denying it. My colleagues, Manish Tiwari, also highlighted this issue, and I think government also pondering over it. Because now we are being encircled. We are being encircled by China, our hostile country, China. A string of pearls concept has been applying upon us. China has been adopting a wolf warrior diplomacy, predatory diplomacy. They are, exerting their own influence upon those littoral states, namely for Maldives to Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka to Djibouti, Djibouti to Gadar. Everywhere we are being gradually encircled. Now we have to find out our ways and means of how to extricate the Chinese sphere of influence by our own. That is why we need blue water navy. I do not know whether the government has its financial sinews right now in order to counter the Chinese growing influence along this area. Already South China Sea has been dominated by China by 9 days. One imaginary 9 days. They are going to dominate the entire South China Sea. For a superpower, they need 2 seas. America has 2 seas. Atlantic, Pacific. China is going to dominate 2 seas. South China and Indian Ocean. There is no denying it. It is a strategic objective of a growing superpower. Only the Malacca dilemma China has been facing. But geography has given us a number of opportunities also. Because a number of choke points are in the vicinity of a strategic phenomena. But we have to explore how more effective teeth we can.
आप रूल बोलिए.
94.
You continue.
बोलने दीजिए, ज्ञानी है ना, बोलने दीजिए.
Sir, discussion on a motion that a bill or as the case may be, the bill as amended we pass shall support be confined to the submission of arguments either in support of the bill or the rejection of the bill. The member while making the speech shall not refer to the details of the bill further than is necessary for the purpose of arguments which shall be a general character. ये बिल जो है वो पायरेसी का बिल है. साउथ चाइना में क्या हो रहा है, अटलांटिक में क्या हो रहा है, चाइना क्या कर रहा है, ये कोई विषय है सर?
सर रूलिंग पार्टी क्या चाहता है कि हमारा फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच छीना जाए?
ये रूल है सर. 94 और 107 दोनों एक ही है सर. 94 रूल 94 और रूल 117.
दुबे साहब एक मिनट. दुबे साहब सर
ये केवल बिल पर कन्फाइन करें
फुटबॉल में सब समय निकल जाएगा तो
ठीक है, आप बिल पर करिए और कंक्लूड कीजिए.
अच्छा, बात यह है कि अगर जयशंकर जी कहे कि मैं गलत बोल रहा हूं, मैं अभी बैठ जाऊंगा. मैं जयशंकर भी विचार पे छोड़ रहा हूं.
छोड़ दो.